Hey, my Taurus babies, this is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope you guys are having a good week. I hope you had a good weekend. This is Taurus and Scorpio sitting in a tree, Kissing. So we do 3 for recent past, 3 for current energy, 2 more shuffles, and 3 for future energy. I'll pull 3 for guidance from the universe and 2 for overall energy, and I'll clarify as needed. This is for Taurus and Scorpio, June, July 2019, probably through the first couple of weeks of July. So from the bottom of the deck, Taurus, we got the Moon card. And right underneath that, we got the 3 of Wands, and just for those who just want to be uber nosy, there's a 10 of Wands. Oh, okay, Taurus, let's get it kicking. So from your recent past, you got the Wheel of Fortune, Princess of Cups, the Death card. For your current energy, Taurus all day with the Hierophant, your centerpiece, and your challenge card, the 5 of Wands, the 2 of Wands. Somebody got some fire energy up in the chart. Future 10 of Coin, 4 of Cups, Ace of Coin. So the cups are represented here, so we know we're talking about Scorpio. Taurus is represented in grand fashion with the Hierophant card. Go figure. So let's see what we got going on. Taurus, I hear you. It's secrets and shit. Y'all trying to figure out what the hoo-ha going on. This is your overall energy. You trying to figure out what is going on in the dark. You are hearing footsteps and they are not yours. Okay, put it out there. This is what's been going on, y'all. Everybody going through relationship changes and bullshit and other shit. So I'm not surprised. With the Wheel of Fortune in your recent past, it's telling me that you, Taurus, this is about you. Scorpio, in this instance, is just really going along for the ride. They're really just going along for the swimming exercise. But Taurus, recent past, the Wheel of Fortune is telling me that there were some circumstances and changes that came about in your life right here, and this shook some shit up. This is not gonna let me put this out here first. So everybody, it doesn't resonate with me. It's not going to resonate with everybody. So if it doesn't, eat the fish, leave the bones. But for who this is resonating for, Taurus, you went through a lot of big changes recently. Some of you moved, some of you got new jobs, and some of you changed relationships. In that, those of you that hooked up with the little Scorpio, some emotional distance there, but y'all kind of kicked it. I'm going to put it where it is. But Taurus, you were not through with the transformation. And in that, it feels like a lot of Taurus has kind of left their Scorpio in the dirt, if you will. Taurus has been focused on money for the past, I'm going to say for sure, 6 weeks. Definitely, at least the last 6, but definitely the last 8 or 10 for sure. So depending on where you are with the dual birthday, if you're an April Taurus or May Taurus. I'm a May Taurus. I'm right near the end of, I'm at the 15th. So I've just begun to feel this increase in money and working and side gig and real gig and all that shit, making money and overtime and this and that, and it's been coming at me in a steady stream. This is going to keep up towards until, most astrologers are saying until the 1st of July. I can actually feel for a lot of you it's going to go to the end of July. And it's just going to be a lot of different things coming at you. That said, this is where a lot of your changes and shit came from. It feels like for a lot of you, you were already messing around with the Scorpio, but it wasn't serious. And then, boom, here come work, and you got to make all these changes and change your focus and get on your money. Taurus is always about the luxurious things. I didn't say money. I said the luxurious things in life. And so if we're about things that are different, strange, unusual, they cost money. And so our focus is not usually on the money, it's the acquiring of things. So when we get our head in that mindset, it is very difficult for us to shift back and forth with any intensity between what we're really trying to get and a relationship. And that's not to say that we're not really trying to get the relationship. Most of us, I'll say it, not all of us, but a few of us, however, a lot of Tauruses get in relationships. And this is not just Taurus, this is earth signs across the board. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Our object is to get the relationship. If we got you for a reason. And we love you and we want you. But we will, in a heartbeat, shift focus and get on to the business of the day. And that doesn't mean we don't love you. Scorpio, I'm talking to you right now. It doesn't mean we don't love you. It means we've shifted our focus. I was talking to a friend of mine today that's a Capricorn. He said, well, you don't understand Capricorn? Yeah, I do. Yeah, y'all, once y'all get, and the problem that even earth signs have among each other is how we do that focus. So having been in a relationship with a Capricorn before, once they get their relationship shit straightened out, they're on and moving to whatever it is they're trying to do to get their money. Taurus has that, but in a different kind of way. Virgo also has that focus. So Scorpio, that's for you. If you're cross watching for your Taurus, don't think, because right now this is feeling like Scorpio is feeling jilted. They've continued, this is the recent past, but they've continued to keep that emotional distance. But in the meantime, Taurus is going through this fucking transformation. Current energy, now Taurus is kind of coming off the peak and the initial intensity of this bombardment of, do you want to work overtime? Come work for me. I'll offer you more money. Well, no, come over here and work for me. Well, you don't even have to work for me full time. You can just contract. Okay, well, if I do this, how much money can I make doing this? This is where our heads have been. And so now current energy is like, oh, where's relationship? Wait a minute, what's going on? And so now currently, and this is a major card as well, and that it falls underneath the wheel of fortune is no mistake. So now we're shifting our focus back to relationships. And some of you are going, where's my little Scorpio? What happened to my Scorpio? I can't see my Scorpio. Scorpio's gone. In that, right now, current energy, some of us are feeling lost. Some of us are feeling confused. And some of us are just scatterbrained right now. We don't have any kind of focus because the thing that we thought we had going on with our Scorpio, not there. Hence, the footsteps in the dark and the Three of Wands. Now, what I'm beginning to understand about this second card when it pops up, this is not necessarily current energy in every reading. This second card for overall energy, I'm sorry, not current energy, but for overall energy. This second card is sometimes an indicator of what can be if you don't get what currently is be straightened out. So, this is coming back. There may be some third party energy, Taurus, but you need to get on cue and on point. And here we go back to the current energy with the Two of Wands. You need to almost go back to the beginning with your Scorpio and figure out how you're going to manifest this relationship beyond where you are right now. Because Taurus, again, this is about you, but just this is the reaction of your Scorpio. Your Scorpio has totally withdrawn. Future energy, Taurus, while you getting racking up the money, because this is here, the Ten of Coins, this is us. This is coin, pentacle. Pentacles and bulls go together. Just saying. This is us. We're going to reap the reward of all the hard work that we've done. But here's our fish again in the cups. Out there looking out the damn window like, this is future energy. Now, with the Ace of Coins here, you can either get a redo, Taurus, with Scorpio, or you can just do over with another person. That's where your options are. And unfortunately, in this, Taurus is the one with the upper hand. But Taurus, the thing that you have to learn out of this little situation with the Scorpio is by maintaining your focus when you get into a relationship and having some balance. The only other card that I would want to see on the board right now would be the Temperance card, because that would pretty much wrap the whole damn thing up in a nice little bow. You cannot, Taurus, and I'm guilty. I am. Oh, money. I need some extra money. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do that. I love you, boo boo, but I'm gonna do that. And sometimes we get so caught up in what we're trying to acquire and what we're trying to do and how we're trying to remain stable. And Scorpio, again, if you're cross-watching, Uranus is in Taurus. A lot of Tauruses are fucked up right now because the energy is fucked up. And it's all this air shit. And Taurus is like their feet planted firmly on the ground, just like Scorpio's like water. Okay, I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there. So a lot of Tauruses, when the opportunity came for us to do something that we're familiar with, which is making money and acquiring shit, that's exactly what the fuck we did, because everything else is just a hot mess. Taurus, that's your challenge, to get some focus, to unwrap your brain and get some focus, because if you lose your focus off your relationship, it's going to do just what this one is doing. So you basically got a Scorpio who's only shown up on the board twice. Only shown up on the board twice. Figure this out. Cups are only on the board twice in the recent past and the future. So check this out, because currently, Taurus, you're trying to figure some shit out. And again, not that I don't want to say Scorpio was looking for an out or looking for time to play or none of that shit, but the reality is if you're not at least acknowledging your partner, and this is not going to resonate so much for those of you Taurus and Scorpio couples that live together. This is going to be more so those couples that are just couples and you live in separate dwellings and you have different things going on. And so Scorpio right now is feeling like, well, fuck, for the last month and a half, your ass ain't been here. What you want me to do? I'm going to do something else. It's that kind of energy. And you got your little Scorpio looking out the window like, you know, the grass sure do look greener on the other side. There you go, Taurus. So you're going to come to a bump in the road in the future. And it's a blip. But I think this is a wake-up call for you, Taurus, to understand that you can't just leave your partner without some kind of acknowledgement. Yeah, we got to be on the grind. We got to do what we got to do for ourselves to be comfortable. But if you're trying to start a long-term, meaningful relationship, you've got to include your partner in that. So in the future, Taurus, you will either have a chance for a redo or you can cut your losses and start with another person. Let's see what the universe has for guidance for you, Taurus. I know y'all like, damn. And this is, we go back to the overall energy. As you kind of coming out of this whole little thing with work and the money thing, Taurus, the overall energy, you feel like there's some hidden secrets and some things being created and talked about behind your back because you ain't there. You're just not beginning to realize it. So your overall energy is one of shadow. You're trying to figure out where all this uneasiness is coming from. You know, now your partner, you call them, they ain't got time to go get no drinks. They busy all of a sudden. You call, they don't answer the phone. You do FaceTime, it just rings. And would you like to leave a message? That bullshit. And so now you're beginning to wonder towards, well, what's my person doing? And if you don't correct it, it's going to be some extracurricular shit. And this is a wine card. So this is talking about the passion in the collaboration. Come on now. And there's going to be some third party, other type shit. Y'all ain't got to hear me, but that's what it is. I don't feel like most of you are here just yet, but you ain't far. So, Taurus, if you are really trying to manifest this relationship and take it to another level and not get here with this person, you're going to have to do some quick, fast talking back up. You need to go get some flowers, do some dinner, male, female, I don't care. You need to get on it. If this is a person, because I feel like some of you are like, fuck it. If they couldn't hang with me while I was trying to make my green and make my cheddar and do my thing and, you know, make sure that I'm good, then fuck them, be gone. And that's where that comes from. You can either do the fuck it, I'm gone, and move on right out of this into another set and another table full of cards, or you can do a redo. It's up to you. Taurus, this is all you. And it's not a bad reading. I get tired. It's just so bad. It's not a bad reading. It's about learning where maybe you haven't seen things, or maybe learning from the perspective maybe that you haven't thought about or hadn't looked at. And that's true for a lot of people. You can get into a situation, especially if you're not living with somebody, where you don't see the day-to-day reaction to you not answering the phone, or you not being able to respond because you're busy working. And so then, you know, when they ain't answering the phone, it's a different kind of thing. So when you particularly aren't living with someone and they can't really judge your reaction or really see what you're doing and what your goals are and what you're trying to aim for, it can look like a totally different thing. So that's just for Taurus to be mindful. Now be damned. Didn't I just say shadow? I did. I thought I did. Partnerships and alliances, Taurus. You know, this is what it's about, partnerships and alliances, and being able to keep your partnerships while you're working on your alliances. I'm just saying. That's what the universe is saying. Being able to maintain both. So sometimes it's a struggle. And sometimes, you know, the person that you're with, especially if it's a newer situation, they may not be as capable of understanding the totality. You hear what I'm saying to you, Taurus? Everything you're trying to do. So it's about partnerships and alliances and having balance within both of those. That means that, Taurus, you may have to make some sacrifices, but also, and Scorpio, now I'm talking to you, you may have to make some sacrifices. So, you know, you may have to give up some time every once in a while if your bull is trying to go out there and grind and get the things that everybody in the house is trying to have. PlayStation, Nintendo, cable, this, that, and the other, cell phone plans. Y'all hear me? That takes money. And Taurus is like all that shit. So all that shit costs money. Somebody got to bring it home. However, Taurus and Taurus partner, Scorpio, is about sacrifice. And sometimes you got to sit down and have that conversation about what are we sacrificing in this relationship, even if it's a new one. You know, and if all of this happened shortly after you got together with your Scorpio Taurus, you may not have thought to have this conversation. But it's a good time, now's as good a time as any to talk about sacrifice, what's important to you in your relationship with your Scorpio, so that you can get on the same page. You will run the risk. I'm just saying, the cards just don't fucking lie. All of this right here. If you don't have that conversation, don't come to some kind of understanding about what it is, and that the sacrifice card is next to the Hierophant, it's no mistake. If you don't get to some kind of understanding at the end of all of that, you might end up with some shadow shit that you're really not trying to have. I'm just saying. That's the universe talking. That's not me. Let's see if we can get some advice from the universe for Taurus and Scorpio for June and July. Get grounded. Seek solitude. Oh, shit. Okay, Taurus. Might be just time to go back to the drawing board and get grounded. Sometimes we can get a little carried away with our shit, and sometimes we need to just come back and get grounded. We don't need everything. Come on now. We don't have to have it all. I know. I want it all too. But that I laid that next to the sacrifice card, that's not a mistake. Sometimes you have to get grounded. It just is what it is. And sometimes that will take you off, you know, trying to have everything all at once, trying to work and do everything all at once. Taurus, this is about you. Sometimes you just got to get grounded. And once you get grounded, I say this all the time, once you get grounded, and if that getting grounded means you meditating, you going outside, putting your back up against a tree, you sitting in the grass, you looking at an airplane. However, getting grounded works for you, Taurus. You may need to do that so you can bring some balance back into your life. And so you can deal with, even if you choose not to deal with your Scorpio anymore, so you can understand going forward, you have to have that balance. Seek solitude. That's for you, Taurus. You may need to go somewhere and sit down and just think about some shit. And think about what's important to you, especially if you're thinking about walking away from this relationship. You may need to just take a minute and go, okay, I need to sit down and think about what's important to me. Is work right now more important? So this is not, like I'm saying, for those of you that are in super long-term relationships and you've been kicking this around Scorpio forever, this is probably not the reading for you. But if this is a newer situation, something that's fallen in under about 2 years, then yeah. And Taurus, you may need to sit down and seek some time. You see dude meditating right there? You may need to go meditate. Hello. Get grounded and get some balance and come back to this and say, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you what was going on. I thought you understood. Whatever the conversation needs to be, go ahead and have it if you're thinking about going forward with your Scorpio. If not, take the lesson with the blessing and move along. Taurus, I'm going to leave you reading there. I love you. I hope you guys have a good rest of the week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.